Hello, this is Ron Brown. It's the 30th of October, 2021. I am running a little short on time today, but I want to get this video out to you because I made some major changes in my Undercut and Rally scans, and I want to show you what I have and to let you know they're available for you to download. Now, before I had, well, let me go where I want to go here. I had two sets of Undercut and Rally. I had one for VPA flags and I had one for candles. And I worked at this and I figured out I could put them both in the same scan. So this is what I'm providing for you today. What I want you to do is delete your chart views and your warehouse views and then install the new add-on. But what I've done, you can see it says UNR for Undercut and Rally VPA flags or candles. So either one of those signals now, if they occur, they're going to come through the screen. So here's the end of day. I need to get to all securities. I'll hold my shift key and space bar and then I'll reapply the filter. And this is the UNR VPA flags or candles with a fan up, and you can barely see it here, but the 3 is below the 6. So I'll bring up the first one, Huntsman Corporation, and you can see that there is a light green line there. Why? Because the 3 has not crossed the 6 yet. This is still red down here. Volume point of control has fired, and there is a pocket pivot, but the 3 hasn't crossed the 6. You can see there's a long-bodied doji here too on this, but this is an accumulation signal. Why is it an accumulation signal? Because either the VPA signals occurred or flashed, or there is a white-bodied candle. Now, this is running, it ran into some resistance across here, as you can see that, and it sold off before the day closed. But this is the weekly chart of it. It's been under accumulation in here, bouncing back and forth in a trading range. I tried to break out to a new high on Friday, and it did get an accumulation signal. So the accumulation signals are going to occur when the 3 has not crossed the 6. For a buy signal, when the 3 crosses the 6, either with a candle, and you can see this was just a candle and not a VPA flag, that indicates that the 3 has crossed over the 6, and you can see that that happened right here. At the same time, the 6 crossed the 18, and then later the 18 crossed the 50. So this was a buy signal. So whenever you see a dark green line, that means there is a buy signal before that, even though these are going down. I'm considering that accumulation because there are white candles appearing. Now when we get a signal, you can see what's over here in this window box that I put in. There were no VPA flags, and we had a white body here. That's the only signal today. So let me go to a different chart. Here's PacWest Bank Corp. You can see the trigger right here. There was a trigger here that worked out eventually. It took some time to resolve it. Here was a trigger here. Accumulation, accumulation, accumulation. And now this is accumulation too because the 3 hasn't crossed the 6. Now I'm going to go down to my next view, and this is in folder 21. I've decided to leave these other older ones in here for now, but they'll probably go away. So let's go to the 3 crossing the 6 end of day. Just bring up the top stock, and you can see that the 3 crossed the 6 yesterday or Thursday, and there was confirmation today. So there was the signal right there, and then there was a gap up, of course. Look at this signal, accumulation before that. This signal, accumulation before that. And what do we have here? There is a VPA signal, effort to rise, which is a bullish sign, obviously, a white body and a long white body. So they're both candles and the VPA flag firing. So this is the beauty of combining this, because either or, if we get a candle, the day before there was a candle and it crossed over and there was no VPA flag. Now you don't have to go back and forth between multiple charts. The only charts that you're going to have are down here in folder number 12, a visual filter backtest, which is using the filter from the scan when there's a signal. You're going to get a light green line here, but if you want to look at any stock, use this one, the Undercut and Rally VFB setup, both the setup and the crossover flags or candles. So I can go back with any, take a look at any chart. Let's just use net because that's one everybody's familiar with. And this shows you how well this is working, and it will work in the future. So right here, there were 2 accumulation days. The light green line when the stock was still, the 3 was below the 6. And then on the trigger day, right here where it went above, there's this, there was an effort to rise, and also a long white candle. Now this box over here only shows you what has happened on the last day. So what do we have today? We have an effort to rise, which is a bullish sign, white body, and a long white body, and that's referring to this candle over here. But you can see how beautifully this worked out with this stock. Okay, let's I'm going to go into one of my user groups. On my market analysis user groups, I'm going to go down here to the top 100 stock holdings in the indexes, the S&P 500, and so on. So on Friday, there were 2 signals, and let's see what happened here. Okay, here's a signal on AAON. There were no accumulation days, but there was a signal on Thursday and a slight follow through on Friday. Now it looks like on POWI it triggered and then it pulled back. Now there's a long-legged doji body in here. So I don't know where this one's going to go, but it's this signal here would not have been taken because, I'd look for a higher, move higher off of this, and that didn't happen on this yet. But that doesn't mean it's not going to go. So you can see all these accumulation bars, they didn't really work out. But why are they accumulation? Because they were white-bodied candles or there was a VPA. Now as it goes down, you can see on these negative VPAs, there's no accumulation. Then we're starting to see accumulation in here and in here, and then there was a move over the 3 crossing the 6 on there, went up here, and then it pulled back. But this move here was against some resistance, as you can see. How does it look on the weekly chart? Well, it's in a trading range right here. It's above support here and below resistance here. By the way, this is a Kirkpatrick 26-week high of the weekly closes. That's what this blue line is. A lot of people have asked for a relative strength line, so this is the best I could come up with in the program, and I think it worked quite well because you can see the relative strength if it's increasing or decreasing. By the way, that there are 2 charts here. There's the weekly chart without the support and resistance, and then 12A is with support and resistance and VPA flags or signals. Okay, so let me do another one. Let's just go back to this previous one. And these stocks here will be showing up as accumulation light colored bars on the chart. Analog devices, you can see it's light. It's sold off probably after earnings, but there's accumulation. Buyers are coming in because it closed near its high. This is booking. You can see the same thing. You can see on these two bars in particular that they close near the high of their daily ranges. So support is at the 50-day. This is the EMA's exponential moving averages. Expensive stock, but just to prove a point, there is accumulation going on right now. Let's look at another one. Matson closing. The bodies look like they're closing near the high. I'm going to pause the video and I'm going to add a couple fields over here in this box. What I did is, rather than looking at this visually, I decided to go in and put in the percentage range, and you can see it closed at 57.69% of its daily range, so not in two-thirds. Two-thirds would be 66.6, of course, but not too far away, and then the 90-day moving average volume. I'm going to add one more. Okay, I decided to put the percent volume divided by the 90-day moving average volume. It's down 17%, which means that there's very little selling pressure on these bars right now. So we're getting a lot of good information in here. Let's go to a different chart. ADNT, you can see the accumulation. What's the range on this? 62.88. There's your volume, and you can see volume was down too. So there's really not a lot of selling pressure on this one either. These are all under showing accumulation based upon either white candles or VPA. Okay, so good information here. You can see the volume was higher here, sold off at the end of the day, but buyers were coming in after this sold off. So these scans, and these require that the fan be up, both of these, and these are the same things down here where no fan is required. I'm not going to cover those today. You can play around with this. So, okay, let's do a 3 over the 6 again. I'm going to go into my perfect speculator group. Now these are stocks that have hit, it's in the non-index file, and let's see, perfect speculator. I've been adding perfect speculator stocks here for a couple of weeks, and if they get down more than 15%, I eliminate them. These are stocks that have recently hit a 52-week high or an all-time high. So these are the 3 versus 6 crossover. HLI, I'm not really familiar with this stock, but look at this powerful chart. Here is a buy, here's an accumulation, here's a buy yesterday. There was accumulation the day before. Look at the volume, 190% over normal. Let's do another one here. LTHM, Livent or Livent, I'm not quite sure. Accumulation here, and then it went down, and then there was a crossover flag here and a follow through yesterday. You can see that it recently hit a new high here and a new high here, and then it pulled back a little bit, and then we're getting a buy signal. So let's see what this date is here. 10/11. This is 10/15, so 10/11. it would have been in this bar. This is a weekly bar right here. Okay, so anyway, those are my improvements. I want you to play with them, see what you think. I've got that webinar series this week. I'm going to be doing it on Wednesday rather than Thursday because I have to go up to the Med Center in Omaha to see how I'm progressing with this CAR T therapy. So I'm going to just move it up to Wednesday and we'll cover this in depth then. Anyway, remember to delete your warehouse views and chart views and then install the add-on, and you'll have everything that I showed you.